Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Dodger Zoom party. I am Alanna Rizzo, host and reporter on Sportsnet LA, alongside Joe Davis, our amazing play-by-play caller player. For everybody that's known what we've done the last couple of years, you obviously know Joe Davis. It's awesome to be with you guys. It's so fun to welcome all of you guys to this first Zoom party. We're going to have a fun time. We're going to just see how this goes. We're going to have a lot of former Dodgers players. We're going to have some current Dodgers players. We're also going to have some very, very special guests. We're going to try to make it seem as much as we can like we are at Dodger Stadium. We're going to go through a lineup. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a seventh inning stretch, and we're just going to be together as a Dodger family. What's up, Joe? Good to see you.
What's going on, Alanna? It's been too long, huh? This is, you mentioned trying to structure it like we're actually at a Dodger game.
I'm ready, Joe.
I appreciate you, Dieter. Rock it, man.
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's good to see you. I'm glad that you're doing well. Why don't you take us through your part? Why don't you take us through the national anthem?
All right. If everybody could please remove your caps, and I'll play the national anthem.
As good as it is to see you, it's even better to hear you do your thing. It's great to see you. We'll hear more from Dieter tonight. Again, so good to have everybody here. There are thousands and thousands of you out there partaking in this night. Just great to have everybody together again, as if we're in Dodger Stadium and enjoying a perfect. I'm looking outside here. If we were in Dodger Stadium, high 70s tonight in Los Angeles, and perfect night for baseball. So let's pretend like that's what we're doing. I know you don't normally do this, but Justin Turner, you're going to hit leadoff tonight. I don't know if Dave Roberts is giving you the heads up. Yeah, you're ready to roll. JT, normally here we are in April. We're not playing baseball. We're breaking news on Tiger King episodes, right? Like, what's going on at the Turner house, my friend?
Yeah, keep him busy. Keep him busy, breaking headlines, just trying to stay entertained. That was actually funny, the Tiger King thing, how it all worked out, and through a cameo video it was nuts. But we're doing good. We're staying quarantined, staying home, doing as much as we can with the foundation, and trying to help out in the community, people in need, and scrolling through Twitter and waiting to see when this baseball season is going to get going.
You know what? Not only are you following Tiger King, you look like the caretaker.
Yeah, don't mess with me. I'll bite your arm off.
You mentioned the charity and the work in the community. Tell us, give us an update on what you're doing with the Dream Center.
Yeah, I've been working with the Dream Center since pretty much day one of this thing. They just hit 400,000 meals that they passed out to families and people in need. It really started out as a LA Unified School District thing. They shut down all the schools here in Los Angeles. I think there's about 260 schools with a lot of kids who rely on that meal program and those hot lunches. So left a lot of people in need, and the Dream Center answered the call, as they always do. And we've been calling around local restaurants and businesses, ordering food and sending it up there so they can hand it out. It's like the world's fastest drive-through right now. Families are pulling in the driveway, getting meals from all over the place, all kinds of restaurants, all kinds of people around the community are chipping in. It's been pretty cool to see.
Hey, Jock, wake up, Jock. Jock, who's more demanding? Is it your skipper, Dave Roberts, or is it your 18-month-old Poppy?
18-month-old. Sorry, Doc. No, it takes up a lot of time. It's been fun though. I get to spend a lot of time with her, so I'm definitely enjoying it.
And congratulations, Jock. We hear you and Kelsey are expecting baby number 2.
Yeah. So September, it'll be fun. Yeah, baby number 2 on the way.
Awesome.
All right, when we get back on the field, hopefully Clayton Kershaw on the hill opening day, whenever that is, and Will Smith behind the plate catching Clayton Kershaw. We don't know exactly who's going to be there, but we know Will Smith and Austin Barnes are going to be kind of splitting those catching duties. So, Will, I want to ask you, coming off an amazing rookie season, obviously, I would imagine you're pretty eager to play what you thought was going to be a full season in the majors. What have you been doing with this downtime as you kind of get prepared to go into the 2020 season, whenever that's going to be?
Yeah, it was definitely kind of strange. I was super excited for opening day. It would have been the first one for me. But, right now I'm just working out at home, kind of, trying to stay in shape and, around the house, having little house projects and, just trying to keep busy during this time.
I see that you're talking just as much during quarantine as you do when I interview you during the regular season.
Yep, pretty much.
A man of few words, but that's okay. You keep doing what you're doing behind the plate and at the plate. You'll be just fine. I want to talk to your skipper for a second. And Dave, I know that your players are calling you to get the game started. I know that everybody wants to play baseball more than anything else. What have you been doing during the lockdown to kind of keep your guys ready and also to keep yourself sane?
I think that's a two-part question. I think that as far as the guys, I think that they've got a great thing amongst themselves as far as a thread that they've got a text thread on the player side, keeping their sanity. I think from the baseball side of things, I have a lot of good coaches, training staff to keep these guys kind of connected. Trying to keep guys positive. I'm hopeful still that we do have baseball sometime this summer. But, you can see Jock, Will, JT, Kenley. These guys are all Joe's breaking windows. They're all going crazy. They need a start date. And so right now we just don't have a start date. So trying to keep these guys as sane as possible. As far as me, Joe alluded to the weather we're having. So that's been good. I've been killing the Peloton. I've been telling Oral about, Joe D about, but spending a lot of family time.
Joe Kelly, what are you sipping on there?
LaCroix?
Nice. Yeah.
Lacrosse.
I don't know. This is like the third time ever drinking this thing. My wife bought them.
Pretty good. Refreshing.
I think it's La Croix, but
Same thing. It's English,
Depends
French,
on what region you're
Spanish.
from.
I don't know, George. How do you pronounce it? It's all the same.
No, dude, that's lacrosse.
LaCroix, bro. Hey, you got something in your pants? No, I'm drinking some LaCroix.
Winner head and the winner in the headgear department as well.
Yeah. Joe, so a bunch of us added a hobby or added a skill or whatever, started reading during the quarantine. You decided, heck, I'm going to add 2 kids. Huh? Twins?
Yeah, that's the good news is we planned that a lot before this quarantine happened. I don't feel bad for the nurses until I think September, October, November of this year when all the quarantine babies are going to come. So we kind of got lucky with timing it out perfect. There was interesting story. I'm not going to put all their names out there because it's personal, but there was a teammate of mine and a former teammate of mine in the same hospital, 2 doors down and then 1 door down. So it's pretty fun if you have to deliver twins to see some familiar faces.
Everybody healthy, though? Everybody's good?
Yeah, no, they're great. They're I was almost missing this call because my wife wouldn't come in with my son Knox. They were outside skateboarding, and I was making sure the babies didn't kill themselves.
Well, that's good. Good dad you are. It's funny you mentioned the quarantine babies. I think that this quarantine baby outbreak we're going to have in 9 months or whatever you say, it's only going to be first-time parents because anybody
Really?
that has kids they're saying, heck no, we're not having it anymore. Like, no chance. Kelly Jansen, how we doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing good. Been great. Enjoying life.
Kenley at Foot Locker?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Try to get a job, man.
Damn, bro, it's quarantine right now. You can't be outside.
Yeah. Hey, try to make $9
KJ,
bucks.
size 11 golf shoe. If you have them, Jumpman, holler at your boy.
Hey, you gotta put extra socks in it, man. Size 13.
Hey, I hear you're turning into quite the piano player.
Yeah, it's going well. It's going great. It's good, man. It's good to do something different. During this time. I mean, this time, I could. Everybody's going crazy about this time, just being at home. But we gotta respect it and stay home together and make this, a great thing. So, doing the piano right now is kind of helping me right now. My mindset and everything. Just killing a little time right now.
Who's working harder in the workouts? You or Gianni, your wife?
Oh, definitely me. For sure. Yeah, definitely me. So she's doing good. I'm helping her out. But I think I'm working harder in the kitchen. So I'm eating more than all of them. So.
In the kitchen, you said? What are you making?
Everything. I'll be eating the most. I'll be eating the most ice cream. So yeah.
Do you think you're eating more ice cream than Belly is this quarantine?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think definitely. I think I went to a 5-day stretch eating ice cream. So I know Doc is not gonna be happy about it, but at the same time, we're down here in the weight room working. So
Dave, what do you have?
We'll play for the tie right now.
I guess, yeah, in quarantine, I think the tie's probably best for all of us.
Yeah.
Kenley, Oral just bought a big green egg, so Oral's got his smoke going. How's that working out for you, Doc?
Yeah, the pork butt was really good the other day, but I did chicken yesterday, and it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
Keep working at it. Kenley, you took the Dodger production team, I hear, to Curacao with you earlier this offseason. What was that like having them in there, being able to play tour guide for them?
It was great. It was good. I'm thankful that Gianni hosted really well because I spent like 20% with him. I'll be on a boat most of the time. So it was great. It was good. So, we went out in the boat. We had some fun, and they love it, man. They love it. Yeah.
And it's good to see you, and we can't wait till we get everybody back on the field, obviously, and it's awesome to see you. And I know that today he's not on this call, but today is Corey Seager's birthday, so we want to give a shout out to Sieg Sauce and say happy birthday to him. And we also wanted to quickly mention two amazing fans that are on this Zoom call right now, Dodger Family Zoom call. Two great fans from the state of Illinois. We wanted to welcome Robert and Donna from Illinois, and Donna's birthday was yesterday. So Seeger's is today. Donna was yesterday. George Lopez had a birthday a few days ago. We want to wish you a very happy 70th birthday, Donna. And George Lopez, you're not 70 yet. You're close, my friend, but you're not 70 yet. So I want to ask you, first of all, happy birthday. Looks like you had a lot of love, even in this quarantine time, people driving by the house, saying hi. Welcome, happy birthday. And I know how much of a Dodger fan you are. What do you miss the most about being there, and what's your favorite Dodger memory?
Well, I think, first of all, being a Dodger fan and being a Dodger player, as the guys know, is the legacy, the championships. I mean, looking forward to going back to Dodger Stadium as a fan is amazing, but I can't imagine going back and looking forward to being a Giant. I mean, come on, might as well go get it. Office Depot could be hiring. So my favorite Dodger memory is of, it's Ron Say, it's Steve Garvey digging it out of the dirt, it's Oral and his scoreless inning streak. It's Fernando rookie year. I can reveal right now that he was 41 during his rookie year. And all of the great memories that are confined in maybe the most beautiful stadium in all of baseball, technology and all of it. It's still as beautiful as it's always been. And looking at your hand, I didn't know you were in the Super Bowl. Looks like you have a Super Bowl ring. I don't know what year that was. But a fantastic piece of hardware yourself. But I love the Dodgers. Everybody knows I love the Dodgers. And you know, my grandparents would take me to Dodger Stadium and always treated me better at Dodger Stadium than they treated me at home. I think
Listen, if you want to talk,
they never hit me in public.
if you're talking Super Bowl rings, you just have to watch The Last Dance. And I mean, Jordan even said it with the Broncos winning. He was very happy about that. So I'm going to go with the Broncos in the Super Bowl ring. So one of your favorite memories, is that not when you were actually a ball boy at Dodger Stadium?
It's funny that you say that. I am the oldest ball vato. There's some old dudes in San Francisco, there's a guy, but this right here, I remember the umpire saying to me, "Look at me if they hit it down the line, and I'll tell you if it's fair or foul." And Howie Kendrick hit a line drive that bowled. It went like in a U shape, and that umpire was a little bit portly. He hadn't even turned around before it almost one-hopped me in the shin. So being able to get out of the way, and then the ball girl said to me, "Hey, next time that happens, don't forget to pick up the bucket too." I said, "Oh, so I got to get out of the way and pick up the bucket and get the hell out of the way of this ball." You don't realize how fast the game is when you're down on that level. It's fast.
You have a little bit more appreciation for the ball girls and the ball boys, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah, sure, absolutely, yeah.
We have a Hall of Famer on the call tonight. I'm sure many of you have seen Jaime Jarrín, who's getting ready for his 62nd season as a Spanish language voice of the Dodgers. Jaime, there is nothing better than seeing your face, seeing you smile. Now, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you very much, Joe. It's great to be among all these good friends. I am anxious to see them in person, but it's fantastic to be with you.
What do you miss the most right now, Jaime?
Well, I miss walking into the ballpark, walking into my booth, getting ready to do the game. When I get into the booth, Jorge's already on with a pregame show, so I just walk in and look at him, and it is so special. This will be my 62nd year, but it is like my first year at the Coliseum 1959. It is amazing.
What are some of your best memories over those 62 seasons?
Oh my goodness, so tough to tell you. My first game, of course, at the Coliseum 1959. Then, you know, Dodger Stadium, opening of Dodger Stadium, I think 62 was very special. Then to run into so many great ball players, you know. I have been so fortunate to see in action guys like Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente, Sandy Koufax, Dan Drysdale, Maury Wills, Tom Seaver, Stan Musial, all of those, the greatest ball players of our time. And I have been there, I have been describing their actions. It's unbelievable.
Well, it's so good to have you here tonight. Some of those great players that you talked about being able to cover throughout your career are with us tonight as well. Eric Karros,
Oh,
what do you find yourself missing the most?
You know, I tell you, and you can attest to this, I never thought I would miss a 4-hour rain delay sitting in the booth as much as I do right now, or a 15-inning extra inning game, you know, and that's the thing. It's, you don't realize how important it is, and what a fabric of your life it is, and you know how much it means. Just the regularity, the normalcy that the baseball brings, and look at the excitement for this year. I mean, you know, I had an opportunity to be down in spring training for about 8 or 9 days, and I'll tell you what. I mean, I was fired up. I was running around with the union. It's, you know, want to play, because this season probably, in my time as a Dodger fan, and I go back to the early 70s with the Say, Garvey, Lopes, Russell, you know, Jimmy Wynn, you know, this is probably the most exciting preseason prelude into the season that I think, you know, I've ever experienced. And I just so keeping my fingers crossed that we can get something going this year.
Nomar Garciaparra, I know you had a chance to go down to spring training as well and feel some of those same things EK's talking about.
Yeah, no question. Really just a buzz. This team is really exciting. I know all the fans that watch this team and what Dave, the entire staff, entire organization has been able to put together is these guys are so genuine. They work so hard. They truly appreciate and respect that they get to go out there, play every day, and put on that great uniform. And that's it's fun to see. It really is. And you see it on the field, but I think it carries through to all the fans, and I think they see it too. We all know how important the fans are, and how special they are, what they mean to you as a player. But at the same time, you see the way these guys respect each other, work, care, and go out there and prepare themselves. And that is really, really fun to watch. So I can see why Eric is so excited, because when you see that, it gets your juices flowing, and you get that excitement yourself.
You know, we had 2 Rookie of the Years here at the party, of course, EK and Nomar Garcia-Parra, but we also have a couple of World Series co-MVPs on this Zoom call as well. And of course, we have Ron Say and Steve Yeager, and we'll make sure to unmute you guys, because I want to talk to you about the fact that your manager during this crazy quarantine time was going on a rant only the way that Tommy Lasorda can go on a certain rant, talking about the fact that you have to believe that we're going to get through this, and you have to listen to what people are saying. Stay home, wash your hands, do all these things. But is there any surprise at all, and Penguin, we'll start with you. Is there any surprise at all that 92-year-old Tommy Lasorda is on his soapbox talking about the fact that, you know what, we gotta believe, we gotta stick together, and there will be Dodger baseball?
That's pretty routine. I hope he's staying at home. Certainly do still hope he's staying at home. But, you know, he's always been rah-rah, and he'll probably take that rah-rah to his grave. But this is, you know, a difficult time for all of us. We certainly hope that, you know, we can safely get back into the game. And provide a place for our great Dodger fans to come and enjoy the game again. I'm sure they're going to be ready to, you know, jump out of their front doors and get back into doing something here pretty soon. But we've got to stay safe, and we got to do it together. That's teamwork. And, you know, the part that I miss right now is the comeuppance of the Houston Astros. You know, I was kind of waiting to see how this was all going to play out for them at the beginning of the year. So it's kind of taken, I think, some of the pressure off of them in the beginning. But they're going to have to answer to this at some point in time. But we're doing our best to abide by the rules and regulations set down by the CDC and the other medical experts, and of course Governor Newsom, and hope that you know, we can safely return at some point and have a great season.
Well, nobody wants to talk about the Astros more than George Lopez, but thank goodness he is muted. So for now, I'm going to go from you to Steve Yeager. And Mr. Yeager, it's always good to see you on here. It's always good to see you in general. But what is the one thing that you want fans to know about your best memory as a Dodger, keeping in mind that there's 9,200 people on here and some of them are kids?
Well, you don't ask me an easy question. But, no, it's on the same line of there's so many memories that I have of good things, bad things, up feelings, down feelings, winning games, losing games, and winning a World Series. It's always been the highlight of my career was finally winning a World Series in '81. We'd gotten so close so many times before in '74, '77, '78, and didn't really do it. We should have, I think, at least in '77 and '78. But it's the thing that I want the fans to take away is the fact is I was proud to wear the Dodger jersey. I was proud to play at Dodger Stadium. And I tried to give it all each and every time I went out and played so that the fans got the best that I could possibly give, win, lose, or draw.
No question. I don't think anybody questions that at all, especially
I hope not.
The teams that you played on.
Well, I played on some good ones. You know, a lot of guys that went on to do a lot of things, you know, and getting back to what Ronnie was talking about with Tommy, Tommy was the greatest motivator, salesman of anything, any product in the world. Whatever he was selling, you'll buy 2 of them. That's a fact.
Todd Lights, are you back on?
Yes, I am, Joe.
Todd, I think it's time for the cap shuffle.
All right, everyone.
I think Nomar should hit up Altuve for some recording equipment because Nomar's microphone wasn't working so well. I'm muting again.
Yeah, you know what? I've just plugged it in now. This might be better, and it's tied to my shirt, so I can definitely feel it. So I felt all the vibrations, and I know that my microphone wasn't working. I apologize.
I would like to ask Brad Paisley to show us his sweatshirt, as we were just talking about the Astros earlier before the cap shuffle. Brad,
yeah,
can you show us what you did there?
Yeah, I altered. This is the 2017 World Series official sweatshirt that I got at Game 2, and I added I changed it. Champs.
I was wondering if you might be able to give us all one of those. I think.
Yeah, you give me those. I'll hand paint them.
Perfect. Are you working on anything in particular right now, Brad?
Yeah, I've got a new song out, and I'm kind of utilizing this time to record, to go in the studio, and I'm all by myself right now, which is, it's not a bad way to go. But the other thing, we launched a charity in Nashville that's a free grocery store last month, and it's for people that get down on their luck, lose their jobs, and they get a shopping experience that's like they're in a real grocery store. And we launched it right as this coronavirus started, and it feels like divine timing, but it's also really weird to attempt something like this at this point. But it's going pretty well. We're 4 times what we thought we would be in capacity, and trying to adjust like everybody to this. It's really, but I'm no Justin Turner. I'm not feeding an entire city of millions at this point like he is.
Well, Justin and Courtney Turner do amazing things. Obviously, you're very close to Clayton and Ellen Kershaw as well, but what you and Kimberly are doing in Nashville and all over the country is really amazing. Obviously, we know you because you're a Dodger fan, but we know you because of your music as well. And No I in Beer. You wrote it in 2018, but somehow it just fits. I think people are starting to drink at 1 PM. I think if you have kids, it's even earlier. I don't know. But that song is kind of funny for this time that we're going through. And tell us a little bit about the song and perhaps how it's changed you.
Well, I think of the Dodgers in the last verse, which is this was going to be our season, is the way the last verse starts. I wrote it in 2018, and the opening line of the chorus is "We're all in this together," and it's essentially the sentiment is, there is no I in beer. We're a drinking team at this point, which is all the Dodgers are at this point, is a drinking team. But it means one thing in 2018 to say those words. It's another thing entirely now, and so my record label released it as sort of like therapy, I think, for all of us.
Can you play a little bit for us?
I'll get a guitar. I'll just sing the chorus. I won't bore everybody.
You're not boring us, trust me.
Alanna, if you need me to sing at any point, I'll volunteer.
I would love for you to sing. Let's all just sing. No I in Beer.
Yeah, everybody sing. When you get to the chorus, I'll tell you when it is, and it's the hook is, there is no I in beer. So the chorus is, we're all in this together. There's always next year. Drinking ought to be a team effort. There is no I in beer. So wait, Justin Turner said he has a guitar. Does he have a guitar? Where's he at?
I would imagine
Oh, no.
he's
George
Jake,
Lopez.
do you have a guitar?
I said you have a guitar in every room.
Yeah, that's right. Look at George Lopez playing along.
There you go.
That's the gist of the song right there. I would do more, but I want to unmute George and hear what the hell that sounds like.
All right. Can we unmute George?
When the trash can lid hits twice, it's gonna be a curveball down and low.
And there is no I in beer. Rewrote it.
How did a guy growing up in West Virginia become a lifelong Dodger fan?
By marrying a Hollywood actress.
Well, not all of us can say that.
What happened is that when I first started dating Kim, she was living in Santa Monica, and that was like around 2000. And, you know, I started going to games because there's no team in Nashville, and I didn't really grow up a big fan of anybody. And so it was easy to adopt. And then once I had kids and I started bringing them to Dodger games, we have the greatest group of friends with the Hernandez family, which a lot of you guys know that own Melissa's. And we always go with them. And so many of my great memories with my kids are at Dodger Stadium. And there's just nothing better. There's nothing better to do with your kids than take them to a game. And I really miss it right now.
You know, one of your really good friends, Clayton Kershaw, was saying earlier on a call today that we had with Dodger employees that it's not so much, it's just not a sport. It's about the fabric of what the Dodgers mean to people's lives. And you were just mentioning that you and, you know, Kim, a lot of your memories with the kids are at Dodger Stadium. And it's not just baseball. It's not just a sport. It's about something to look forward to. And I think that's what we're missing most, is that we are a reprieve and these guys provide a reprieve to get away from normal life. And now you can't do that because there aren't sports. And it means a lot more than just, you know, hitting a ball and catching a ball. This matters to people. And I think I don't know if you agree with that it's like a part of your life, a part of your soul's been taken away.
Yeah, I mean, my thing, like out on the road, when we would be on the road, which we're not doing that either. My thing would be, I remember I would have somebody tell me in my ear monitors what the score was every night, unless it was a blowout against us, and then I would say, "Don't tell me." And then when there was every now and then they would forget to tell me the score, and I'm like, "Oh, great," and we were winning. But I missed that. I missed that distraction that we need. And it's weird that that's what's been taken away with this particular type of affliction is that here we are missing all of the normalcy. And I don't know. I can't imagine what the players are feeling, not being able to do what they do.
Justin, how do you feel not being able to do what you do? Justin and Will, I mean, what does it feel like not being able to do what you do?
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard to, you know, wake up in the morning and know I should be heading to the field and know I should be getting in the cage and preparing and watching video. And you know, it's obvious that you miss playing the game, but it's the little things, the stuff in the locker room, hanging out with the guys, you know, playing cards. I think Carol's talked about the rain delays. You go in the locker room and you play cards. I know Jock is fiending for a card game right now because he's addicted. But, yeah, it's just the little things, you know, talking crap back and forth with your teammates and you know, high-fiving, giving somebody a high five. Like, you know, you miss all those little things.
Mm-hmm. Jock, are you missing card games? What else are you missing?
Definitely. Like JT said, you miss a lot of the teammate interaction off the field. I mean, obviously everyone misses on the field stuff, but the clubhouse, honestly, the traveling, practice on the field, I don't know, just everything. It's unfortunate, but yeah, you know, we all stick together. We'll be able to get through it and get back to it as soon as possible.
Alanna, I read, I think somebody tweeted early on during the quarantine, I can't decide if I'm going to use this time to get completely jacked or to gain 500 pounds. Mario, I think I see what decision you made on your environment there in the cutoff shirt. How are you hanging in? You're muted still. Unmute yourself for us.
We good now?
There we go. We got you.
So I don't want to say anything inappropriate as I was listening to these guys, which I'm really enjoying seeing all these familiar faces, by the way, because that's one of the pleasures the Lopez family has, is taking my kids down there and spending a lot of time there this summer. And ironically, I've been busier than ever during this quarantine. I'm still shooting my show. We're shooting here from the backyard. I still go into Universal every day to do the radio show. And I've been running, and then I'm playing teacher. I'm more scared about these kids being home all year than I am about catching this virus. So that's been the most challenging thing right there. And I kind of feel like I'm in a long week in Vegas because I'm losing money. I don't know what day it is. I'm free. It's the whole thing.
Isn't it crazy how it's almost like the days now feel like they are a week long, but the weeks feel like they're a day long? It's like time is all screwed up.
Yeah, let me tell you something. If you didn't have kids, this is great. If it was just like you and your significant other, you can Netflix and chill. The kids throw the monkey wrench in the schedule. And when you got a few of them and little ones that don't entertain themselves, you got to keep them busy. And then the school on top of it. Did you know they changed math? They changed math. I didn't even know they changed math. There's a whole nother thing. So I feel third grade math's my limit. So I just can't wait for them. And I'm praying if we get back to normal. I feel the end is in sight. Most importantly, I'm hoping the Dodgers obviously get back in there and we pick up with the momentum with the Astros getting beamed during spring training, because that needs to happen and come back. Hope they don't forget. And that little suspension that they're counting this year, that's wrong and that's foul right there. They need to keep that up into the following year if it doesn't happen for some reason.
I love it. Jaleel White, are you on board with all that? You sign off on those ideas?
Man, I sign up on all of that, man. I miss Dodger dogs. You guys need to start a service to just send them around the city.
How are you doing? What are you?
I have a child also. Mine's a little bit older than Mario, so she's at the laptop age. Play Sims, put in her AirPods, and please don't disturb me. So we've got to pull interaction out of her. But other than that, though, it's actually been pretty productive, man. Seriously, it's like for a lot of entertainer types, things that you're developing or whatever. I was actually going to ask Coach Roberts after we get out of here. Give me your Peloton number, man. I want to join your ride group.
Yeah. So once we get off, I'll hit you up. I'll give it to you. My output the other day was 230. So that was like.
Okay. We competitive.
Good for you. Hey, there's one right there, Julio. I got one.
Hey, Mario. You got that needle. I don't even want to mess with you. Your output's probably 400 or something. So.
Hey, Jaleel, we'll ride together. Mario can ride by himself.
I want no parts of what Mario's doing, man.
Mario's recording from a Curves. That's a Curves on Magnolia.
The wife kicked me out.
That person that always loves to talk about working out and how great he is at it is Jerry Harrison Jr. So, Jay Hare, I don't know, you have nothing but time to work out, and you can't really golf. So what are you doing with yourself, really, at this point? Besides watching the Jordan documentary, which I had to check on you before it all started to make sure that you weren't hyperventilating too much.
Yes, the Jordan documentary has been entertaining, but I'm not going to I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm fortunate I'm able to golf. So I teed off at 7:15 this morning. I've been able to social distance. I know Eric Karros is really happy about that, able to golf. So I have my kids 50-50, so I have them now. So I golf really early. So by the time I get home around 10 o'clock, they're starting to wake up, and I get a chance to play with them a little bit. They do their homework. Jaleel, our kids are on the same age. They know each other. So I'm very fortunate they have their laptops. And I kind of feel what Mario's been kind of stressing too with his kids. I don't know what the math they're teaching. I have no idea. And I feel so bad because as a father, you want to be able to help your kids. So when they present to you a problem and you look and stare at the page, and my baby is in 4th grade, I have no idea what it is. I go, sweetheart, that's why you have the laptop. You can Google certain things. You can email your teacher, because I don't want to mess things up. So I think I know it sucks not being able to go to Dodger games, and I feel you guys because ever since I was a little kid, a 2-year-old, I always was going to the ballpark, having my dad being a Major League Baseball player. So I miss being around the guys. I miss being around friends and family, being able to hug, Alanna, give high fives to Nomar, being around everybody at Dodger Stadium. But, we try to make the most of it. I've gotten a chance to be around my kids and get to know them a little bit better. And that's been one positive of it. So, but I can't wait to get back to Dodger Stadium and see not just
where Jerry ends up hitting the ball, he's not going to run into a person anyways.
Hey George, man, you've been ducking me, bro. You've been ducking me. Our boy Roxy, I told him we need to hook up once we get back off this quarantine. We need to play.
Yeah, you got it. Hey, Mario Lopez, I usually, during the quarantine, it's been tough on Mario's because I usually go to his house in the morning and deliver white mice to feed to his arms.
Hey, that's the best one today. That's the best. Gee, George.
And Ned Coletti, typically, as in when we're on, pre and post game shows together, Jerry Hairston does most of the talking, so you don't really get to have a word in edgewise. But now you actually have a moment to talk. So what are you doing with yourself during this quarantine? Are you going back and analyzing any old games? Like, what are you doing with yourself?
Well, I'm trying to make the most out of every day. We only got so many. I'm still teaching school at Pepperdine, waiting for final exams this week. But it's I've tried to take advantage of a time that I've never had before. None of us have ever had this time before where all the sports are taking a nap, So I've talked to a lot of former players. I've talked to a lot of people I haven't had a chance really to catch up with through the busyness of life and try to take advantage of it. But, I'm missing it. It's so good to see the group on this chat here tonight. A lot of guys here I've known for a long time. Excellent to see it. I talk to Jay Hare once in a while and John Hartung and Oral quite a bit, and Nomar. But it's good to see the people on this call, and hopefully this will be the beginning of us seeing a lot more of each other very soon.
One of those guys mentioned we've not had a chance to talk to too much tonight. Oral Hershiser, I'd heard of him. Pretty cool guy. Pretty good pitcher today. Oral, give us your best memory as a pitcher and your best memory in the booth.
Wow. Oh, a setup. Best memory as a pitcher. Wow. The last out of the 88 World Series has got to be there. The team scored me a lot of runs, and after a successful season, if you blow a big lead, when you got a chance to win a World Series, you feel like you've got the whole city on your back, the whole organization. So to be able to throw the last pitch to Tony Phillips and to be the last guy on the mound for a world championship, it's beyond a childhood dream. It's when the reality hits you, you just can't believe it. And the thing I can tell you about those moments, and I know Steve Yeager and Jerry Hairston for sure, and Ron Say and world champions can tell you that the journey is more exciting than the outcome. The outcome is fun, but the journey and the battles and the day-to-day struggles and working to get better and then having it pay off. After the World Series, one of the first things they ask you is, can you repeat? They don't even give you a chance to cherish it right then. So can you repeat? And you start thinking about, I can't wait to learn to get better. I can't wait for next year. So you do enjoy it. You do enjoy all the things that come with the celebration of the World Championship, but throw in that last pitch. And then the one as a broadcaster is easy. I think it's easy for a lot of us. And watching Clayton Kershaw throw his no-hitter is one for sure. And there's a lot of great accomplishments on the field. But when we came out of our seats for Ryu's home run, that was unbelievable. I mean, to watch him take batting practice and Rich Hill and Clayton and all the pitchers pregame, to watch them go yard and to have fun and to giggle about their home runs in batting practice, but then to watch the swings during the regular season in the box and some of the awkward spin off the front leg that he would swing, the way Rich Hill would crab crouch and try and figure out a way to put the ball in play. I've never seen a guy like Rich Hill try and bunt for a hit when he can barely run. And then to see Ryu clear the fence, all of us, Nomar, Alanna, you, Joe, myself, that's a memory I will never forget.
What about in the dugout, guys? Some of the players, current players we have on, what was that reaction like when Ryu hit that home run?
None of the current players want to talk about it.
I'll take it. It was awesome. It was unbelievable. He hit one in Pittsburgh that we thought he got, and it hit the top of the wall. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
We were going crazy, and then when he finally hit the one in L.A., the whole dugout, I think if you look at the video in the dugout, everyone was going crazy. And Drew is just one of my favorite teammates of all time. And he has that pulse that it's never too high, never too low. He just kind of keeps going. And I think he actually got a little bit excited when he hit the homer. So that was cool to see.
Hey, JT, since you're on camera, there's a lot of people out there watching and seeing you where you are. They don't understand what that bobblehead is over your right shoulder, that lady. Over your right shoulder. The lady, who is that bobblehead? Can Dodger fans collect that one?
This is a special one. This was actually the only thing I got Courtney for our wedding. I got her a bobblehead. So you were there, Oral.
Yeah, we all got one.
Courtney bobblehead.
There's probably people home going, I can't get that one for my collection.
You'll have to ask Lon if you can get one of those, I think.
Oral, you officiated that wedding, as I recall.
Yeah, that's kind of a subtle way of bringing that up, Ned.
That was a great time. Loved it in Cabo, JT. Great wedding.
Yeah,
Great
good for
reception,
you.
too.
Yeah, we get it. Good for you guys that got to go to the wedding. We heard it was amazing.
It was awesome.
It was beautiful, Alanna.
Before we continue on this, I want to welcome Miles Brown to the conversation. And Miles, you're probably the youngest one on here, I think. I'm not even sure about that, but you're probably the youngest one on here. You have already had your share of memorable moments at Dodger Stadium. You've thrown out the ceremonial first pitch, banging a drum to get fans pumped up before a game. What do you miss the most about having that opportunity to go to the stadium and get things going?
Yeah, well, first, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be talking with everybody. I don't know. I feel like just in general, just being home with my family, just watching the games is probably just like, because it's always on. So it's like every day I can just watch whenever I want. So it's like now that it's not really here, it's kind of like, I don't know what else to do. Luckily, I'm staying productive, though. I'm doing school, which the math is good so far. I'm doing good on that. Yeah, so I mean, I just miss sports. So I miss baseball, basketball, everything. So. Yeah.
What's the first thing you're going to do, Miles, when we are allowed to kind of go back to normal? What's besides going to a Dodger game? What's the one thing you really want to do?
I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to go to every single thing that I wasn't able to go to. Like, I'm just going to just go to every NBA game, every baseball game, everything that was not, I was supposed to go to March Madness. Like, I want to go to that too. And it's not March anymore. So it's like, yeah, it's going to be May Madness, and I don't know. Yeah, so I kind of want to go to everything that was canceled. So
yeah, at this point, whenever we get released, it's going to be madness. Are you watching the Jordan documentary at all?
Yeah, me and my dad, we're watching every episode. We're staying caught up, and it's like we're so busy trying to do other stuff, and we're just like turning other stuff down so we could just watch, The Last Dance. So I'm staying every episode. I'm staying up to date. So I'm waiting for every episode to come out.
That way, Miles, know your history. That a boy. Good job. Know your history.
Hang on, Jay Hare. Hang on. What did you know, Miles, about Michael Jordan before you started watching? First of all, how old are you? And then what did you know about Michael Jordan before you started watching this?
Well, I mean, I'm 15, so I know pretty much. I know pretty much everything. But I mean, there was stuff that was in the documentary that like the behind the scenes stuff, but like in the locker rooms and in the chemistry between the players, I didn't know. So that was kind of cool seeing all the all that stuff from that perspective. So I know everything. I know all the stats and all that stuff though.
Okay, all right. So you're up to speed.
yeah, for sure.
Right. Before we wrap things up tonight, let's do a 7th inning stretch, Todd.
It's time now for the 7th inning stretch. Please join along with Dodger Stadium organist Dieter Rule as he leads us through Take Me Out of the Ball Game.
I hope all the fans on this Zoom call, the first Dodgers Zoom party, were singing. And I know you guys can't talk to us right now, but be honest. Hit us up on Twitter and tell us if you were actually singing at the top of your lungs. Take me out to the ball game, because I know that we definitely miss it.
For sure. Anybody else, guys? I want to open it up one more time. Anybody else that's with us tonight? Again, I want to thank all of you first of all, but closing thoughts from some friends we have on tonight. George, you want to start?
Joe, I had a question.
Let's just say how fortunate we are to have had Vin Scully and to have had Jaime Jarrín in the same city, in the same ballpark, to go from Walter Alston to Sandy Koufax to Don Drysdale to Yeager, Say, Lopes, Garvey, Bill Russell, all the guys to the 80s, Fernando, and all Eric Karros and all the great guys. And once a Dodger, always a Dodger. And once a champion, always a champion.
Amen.
Absolutely. God bless you guys. We will get through this, and I feel the break is all we need to sort of really reassess, regroup, channel, focus, and it will be salvaged, and we will come out on top. Really
I
feel
agree.
that.
I agree with you, Mario, and hopefully you can figure out that Common Core math. And George brought up a point of
we can send them to Miles. We can send our kids to Miles. It's great.
No more. Let's do it.
Vince Scully. And
Thank you to the current players, the former players, the Dodger legends, Jaime Harim, the Hall of Famer, and our friends from around Los Angeles and around the country for being here. Everybody stay safe.
You know how hard it was for Mario Lopez to unbedazzle that top in time to start this.
I want to know what's more impressive.
I got to keep it more PG right here, George. You're lucky it's family friendly right here.
I want to know what's more impressive, Mario Lopez's gym or Joe Kelly's background with Joe Exotic.
I like Joe's hat.
Gotta be my background.
So that's next level. That's party right there.
This is 2030, boys and girls.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, to echo what Joe was saying, guys, thanks so much for being with us tonight. Thanks for all our special guests, former and current players. We will figure this out. We'll be together again, and more importantly, we'll be on the field again together. Have a good night.
All right,
you guys take care.
Thank you.
Go down,
everybody.
Guys.
Dave, we hit you.
Yeah, hit me up.